Lucas Sports. So I've been seeing online since Alycia uh, Baumgardner, excuse me if I messed her last name up, but a lot of people are going around saying that her career might be over and she tested positive um, for steroid. And her B sample hasn't came out yet. I know her A sample tested positive, but let's wait to see what the B sample is. While I did make a quick video on it, I'm not going to just write her off. But let's just say that her B sample does come back positive, and she has no way to prove what she did. And also, I did see Eddie Hearn said that she's going to have to, explain herself and everything about it, because I know she is under the Matchroom banner, and he's been promoting her for the last several fights. But for the people that are just going to say that her career's over, I'm just going to name you several fighters, and if I can come up with any more, I'll throw those in too. But there's been several fighters that's tested positive in our time. Lucas Brown in 2016, Louis Neary in 2017, Louis King Kong Ortiz. Remember, he was supposed to fight Wilder, and he ended up testing positive. And then people said, oh, Wilder should still fight him, but they end up fighting eventually. But the boogeyman at heavyweight, Gerald Big Baby Miller. Remember, Gerald Miller was going to fight Anthony Joshua. Ended up testing positive. And Joshua ended up fighting Andy Ruiz, ended up losing. Gerald Miller comes back. He was signed with Matchroom as well. What's up with all the Matchroom fighters, too, testing positive? But anyway, he was signed at Matchroom. Gerald Miller ends up signing with Top Rank and then tests positive again before his fight. Oscar Valdez did in 2021. And we can go all the way back. Shane Mosley did in 2002. James Toney did in 2005. Ward Jones Jr. did in 2000. Eric Morales did in 2012. Conor Benn just recently did. Canelo Alvarez just recently tested positive. Billy Joe Saunders. Remember, he was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade, and that thing came apart. My bad, I'm trying to think. It's so many different people. I don't know. If I fight anyone, I'll make a part 2. But just some of those people I've named, I've seen people give excuses for. Canelo and several other fighters. People overlook who they want to overlook for. And here's the thing, right? This is the thing with boxing. Boxing needs to be unified somehow, some way. Kind of like how UFC is. How UFC is dominant. There's too many belts. There's too many promotion companies. Everybody's not doing the same type of drug testing. Shout out to Floyd. He was making all his fighters. He was making everybody who he fought take the test. But there needs to be a unified drug testing for everyone. And until then, you're going to keep seeing people get test positive. And the thing is, also when people get positive, they get a quote-unquote fake suspension for 6 months. No. The sanctioning bodies and the states and everybody who sanctions these fights, y'all need to copy after the NFL. You see what the NFL do? What's the first rip? I think it's 4-game suspension, and it just keeps going up and up, and they just cut you and they move on. No fighter should be bigger than the sport. Yes, you're going to have your superstars, but that's one thing that I can say that the NFL has done over all the sports is, whether if you see what happened when Tom Brady got caught cheating. And I'm not talking about for performance enhancements, but when the NFL said he was cheating, he was suspended, cut. That was the end of it. They went all the way to federal court over that. Boxing needs to get a hold of what's going on. And it can start, in my opinion, with all these sanctioning bodies. The WBA, WBF, or excuse me, WBA, WBO, IBF, and WBC. I mean, you guys have all these rankings. I mean, it needs to be swift. You know, if one of these fighters gets suspended, they should be, gets caught, they should be suspended, all the sanctioning bodies, for at least a year to 2 years. Ain't no, you ain't fighting for no world titles. But we're going to see. I mean, they ain't never unified. And like I said, there's a lot of belts. And, you know, everybody know boxing's corrupt. We can go all the way back to the 1920s, even before that with Jack Johnson. So, and Joe Louis getting taken advantage of. But tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think Alycia should be completely punished? Fine. If y'all go punish her, fine. But punish everybody else, too, over that. But tell me what y'all think.